welcome to Middle Eastern American Television. I'm your host, Sarah Massoud, and today we have Attorney Debra Nance, who is running for Judge of the 46th District Court. Welcome, Attorney Nance.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
First of all, we are delighted for you to be here and reach out to the community, to our viewers. And this is not your first time that you're here. You've definitely been here before, so you're not new to us or to our community. But let's go back to the year of 2010. Let's elaborate a little bit of your first run, because you did receive 44% of that vote. So tell us a little bit about your first run.
That's right, Sarah. It was actually November 2010. I was on the ballot for Judge of the 46th District Court. It was my first run at public office, and I was just so pleased and elated to have gotten such an overwhelming show of support from the voters. And you're absolutely right. I've been here before to MEA Radio. I'm a friend of the station. I'm a friend of the community. And I really believe that through the help of MEA Radio and TV, I was able to do so well in my first run for public office. And as many of your listeners know and your viewers are aware that sometimes when you're running for public office, it takes more than one run to let the voters know that you're truly, truly serious about serving the community. And I am very serious about serving the community, and that's why I'm back. And I'm running again in 2012. I'm delighted to be here. Thank you.
And that's actually a good perspective, because people know your face, your name. They've come to the point where they can put that together. And maybe the second time around they can say, you know what, we're comfortable with this one because she's been here before. There's something interesting, and you never know. It could be a victory this time around. It could have that chance. You are running for the district court, which handles many court cases. Tell us a little bit about most of the ones that they do handle.
Well, the district court, and as all of you viewers and listeners know, that there are a number of court systems here in Michigan. There's the district court, the circuit court, court of appeals, and Supreme Court. The district court, however, handles a lot of everyday issues for many of our citizens. That's where you come for small claims issues, small civil cases under $25,000, landlord-tenant matters are handled in the district court, as well as traffic violations and moving violations of any kind. The district court also handles criminal misdemeanors, which are punishable up to 1 year in jail, and it also handles felony criminal offenses, primarily only preliminary exams and preliminary exams and criminal arraignments.
And which all of these are pretty significant to somebody of a judge position that would, of course, be competent to take care of.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the qualifications to become a judge.
Well, qualifications, there's a statutory qualification to become a judge here in Michigan, and you must have practiced law at least 5 years in order to become a judge. And that's a relatively new law. Actually, there was a point in time in which one could graduate from law school and aspire and run for the bench. But it's required now that you have at least 5 years. I have actually practiced over 13 years. And I practiced civil litigation. I've done a lot of civil litigation, probate litigation. I've practiced family law. I've even practiced adoption law. And I've interned and worked in both the Wayne County and the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office in the Domestic Violence Unit. So I have litigated, trained, or mediated in every aspect of the district court. I've actually worked as a volunteer attorney mediator in the district court. The volunteer mediators are actually able to talk to the litigants prior to their case being heard and try to resolve the case before it actually goes to the judge on the bench. So I've had that experience as well.
13 years of experience.
Yes.
And that is with the district courts, the circuit courts, probate, the Michigan Court of Appeals, and the Supreme Court. And I just want to know a little bit about your choice of choosing the career in law, and what is it about the judicial system that has attracted you for you to pursue a career in this? You've spent so much time, so many years, because it's a committed field, and it's not something to take lightly. It's the people have to trust you. You have to be confident, which you are. I see your prestige right now, and I'm really taken back by it. So
Thank you.
it's I'm really interested in the commitment of your career.
I love the law. And I've loved it since I was a very small child. As a child, all of the shows that were my favorite shows on television were legal shows or legal dramas or something that had anything to do with the courtroom. I love the law, and I also love helping people resolve their problems. I like problem solving. I think that when people come into our court system, many come, they don't want to be there. Not many people want to come to court. They come because it's the place of last resort sometimes to handle their dispute or to resolve their issue. And I like the fact that when people come to court, I can actually help them resolve their problem, relieve the conflict, give them closure so that they can leave the court and go on and live their lives free of the issue that may have bothered them for many, many years. Whether it was a dispute with a neighbor or a property issue, or even worse, some kind of a felony or even criminal action that has been troublesome and problematic for them. I like the notion that I can help resolve that for them and give them closure. And so it's problem solving, it's the opportunity to touch as many people as possible and help.
And you stated that you want to restore the public's confidence in the courtroom system.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about the importance of why is it so significant, not only for you as a person to reach this position of judge, but also for the citizens.
My message actually in the November 2010 race, and my message when I ran in 2010, was that of judicial independence. I wanted to be known as the candidate who said to citizens, you don't have to be politically or socially or financially connected in order to receive justice in our courthouse. I believe that the way that our country was designed, that the legislative and executive branches of government are political branches, as they should be. But I believe that the judiciary was meant to be the only politics-free zone. And you should not be concerned before you come into court that your case has already been decided because you know the temperament of the person who is the judge in that court. So I want people to know that I am unbiased and impartial and fair and ethical and honest, and I will not prejudge their case, and they do not have to be worried that I have already decided the matter before they come into the courtroom. I think that message was a very strong message in the 2010 campaign, and I have that same message for the voters again in 2012.
Let's distinct the cities that the 46th District Court, and just kind of tell us a little bit about the cities that they would be uniting with.
Yes, my district, the 46th District Court, actually seated in Southfield. It's on Evergreen Road in the city of Southfield, but it encompasses Southfield, Lathrop Village, Bingham Farms, Beverly Hills, and Franklin Village. Sometimes referred to as Southfield Township, but it's a very unique district, and it's a very wonderful district, and I'd be very happy and proud to serve the people of the 46th District.
And you just described yourself as fair, honest, ethical, unbiased, and impartial. And these are really strong, powerful words.
Yes.
And a lot of people would feel comfortable for a person to have the confidence to say that about themselves. And obviously, if somebody works with you, or to know that they're going to go to a judge that is going to be unbiased, regardless of not making a decision, I think people are intimidated of going to the court before the judge and saying, well, you know, the decision's already made, I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. So tell us a little bit about how your work experience with the judicial system has developed you in these terms.
Well, it's not only my work experience in the judicial system, but my life experience. I am one who believes firmly that there are two sides to every scenario. There are always two sides to a story. You cannot hear just one version of events and think that you know everything that has transpired. A case in point might be traffic violations, and traffic violations actually encompass 65% of what goes on in the district court is a traffic violation. Very often, and we have wonderful police officers, men and women, who work very hard for us in this district. However, simply because a person has gotten a traffic violation does not always mean that they're guilty of that particular traffic violation. Our men and women in uniform are human also. If a citizen wants to come into court because they feel that rather than paying the traffic violation, they really have extenuating circumstances or mitigating circumstances that the judge should be aware of, I welcome that citizen to come into court and tell me exactly why they feel that they should not have to pay this ticket or what their circumstances were. I have not already judged that they are guilty of that particular infraction simply because there's been a ticket written. I am willing to hear everything and anything that they have to tell me about the circumstances and what they feel happened in that particular event. And so when I say fair and unbiased and impartial, that's what I'm really saying. I'm willing to hear everything before making a decision. When they walk out, they may not always, I may have not always sided with them on that issue, but they will feel that I was fair and that I heard them.
And part of being a judge, so per se, is that you have to have patience.
Yes.
Some of the people might come in and have a little bit of a scarce attitude maybe, and I think it takes a great person to want to run for that kind of a position, which is pretty hierarchy. And I know you've touched a little bit on the qualities that a judge should possess, but what qualities do you have to become a judge?
I think one of the most important qualities that I have is the ability to want to listen, want to hear everything that's being said, but I think sometimes also I hear things that are not said. The ability to be able to discern whether someone is being truthful with me, the ability perhaps to get them to want to really open up. I think when you make people feel comfortable, they tell you what they're really feeling and maybe what was really going on in that particular circumstance. I want the fear to go away, and I want to have a conversation sometimes with the people in front of me. I want to really understand what they were going through, what the issues are, and I think in doing that, I'll get people to really give me the truth. And once we get to the truth, we can come to a resolution.
Of course. And what are some concerns that you'd support to see improvement and change?
That's a great question, Sarah, and I want to preface that by saying that unlike political candidates can make promises as to what they're going to do in office. Judicial candidates cannot. I can tell you, however, some of the programs that I would endorse, some of the programs that I believe in, some of the programs that, if given the opportunity, I might advocate for. One of those, small claims, for example. The district court handles small claims up to $3,000. In a small claim, you can come into court and you can advocate for yourself. You do not have to have an attorney present. I think that limit should be raised. I think it should be at least $5,000, perhaps even $6,000 in today's economy. It's been $3,000 for the last 25 years. If there is an issue that happens at your home, if you need to file a claim against a contractor for a particular issue, if something's happened, the $3,000 threshold may be too low. And what that means is, if your case is really worth $3,500 or a $4,000 claim, you have to hire an attorney in order to proceed on your behalf as a small claim. So if you've got a $4,000 matter and you have to hire an attorney, it can sometimes cost $2,000, $3,000 just to hire the attorney for this small claim. I think the threshold should be raised to allow citizens to come in and advocate for themselves, at least up to a $5,000 or $6,000 threshold. One of the other programs or projects that I feel strongly about is mental health courts. I think that many of our citizens have found themselves in a revolving cycle in the criminal justice system due to some level of